Tom Grass. Welcome to Channel 6 News at 9.
And I'm Scott Tree, and today we will be discussing immigration. Should the United States federal government increase immigration restrictions or not?
So, what do you think about immigration?
Well, you see, I believe that we should not increase immigration restrictions.
I would disagree. There should be more restrictions for immigration.
And why is that?
I think this because of popular sovereignty. Popular sovereignty is that the citizenry is collectively the sovereign of the state and holds ultimate authority over public officials. I believe that the people should decide, and many Americans are dissatisfied. We should have a vote to see if American citizens would like to restrict the amount of immigrants coming into the country. We should also see what laws we should create to regulate what immigrants are doing.
Well, Mr. Grass, I think that the United States needs more diversity and variety in the culture and ethnic background. Race, lifestyle, and belief is only permissible but desirable and beneficial in a pluralist society. Many different cultures in our country benefits our idea as a free society and with endless possibilities and opportunities with all types of people with a wide variety of skill sets.
What proof do you have to support this?
Well, in the past 10 years, many immigrants that have entered the United States of America either have a high skill set or a low skill set range, and the low skill sets help with cheap labor jobs that many Americans would not normally do.
That is very true, but the immigrants with more skill sets are taking jobs from other Americans. This is making many Americans mad because people who come into the country take jobs from Americans because they work long hours for less pay.
Well, according to a recent article, many Americans are more positive about immigration. 66% of the people surveyed said that immigration was beneficial and helpful to America as a whole, whereas in 2006, only 31% said it was a bad thing. Both Democrats and Republicans are for immigration from 2011 to 2012. The 4% jumped from 61 to 76% for immigration in the Democratic Party, and the 53 to 62 for the Republican.
The flood of immigration, though, is increasing the population at a rapid rate. This is leading to overpopulation, which is starting to decrease qualities of life. So the food is being picked over. It's hard to keep a clean water supply for the large population, and diseases and infections are being transmitted much faster in the cramped houses and rooms of these overpopulated cities.
Yes, but this extra population you speak of actually has a slight benefit to the economy. The immigrants bring in an extra $10 billion per year, according to a 1997 survey, of course. Today, there's well over $30 billion in extra income for most cheap labor jobs.
But the cost of maintaining border control, background checks, personal interviews, and providing social programs is paid out of the pockets of Americans. A good amount of taxes that American citizens pay goes towards funding these programs. So this means that Americans are helping to take care of immigrants that need education and other programs. Speaking of education, many immigrants do not speak English, and without English, working in a job that requires the language makes immigrants take up space that they are not using, meaning houses, apartments, and etc.
Well, this isn't always the case. Only in very highly populated areas would this apply. And only sometimes, of course. America offers social programs like you explained, but they are really beneficial to those in need or those who want to enter the country and actually benefit us and help with our economy because they're looking for a brighter future. And since many Americans are okay with immigration, then the taxes that they are paying wouldn't be much of a problem.
But in the highly populated areas you speak of, poverty is at a high, and lots of poverty leads to illegal activity, which is drug abuse and violence in these areas.
Well, to stop this illegal activity, we have something called border control, Mr. Tom. And the border control is a mobile, uniformed law enforcement of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or the CBP. It was established in May 28, 1924 by an act of Congress to stop illegals from entering and allowing the beneficial immigrants who have become citizens pass into America to help our economy and keep the bad ones out. And I even have a political cartoon to show you that would be in favor of immigration, and here it is, and I'll show you right now. And the political cartoon supports this because it shows a lady, Liberty, obviously, holding a cornucopia filled with many different types of people, in this case, immigrants, and the flame says Comprehensive Immigration Reform, and Out of the Shadows. And this is basically going back to my CDV where I talked about diversity and keeping a wide variety of people and cultures in America.
Those are both very good arguments, but border control isn't always 100% successful. In the year 2011, an estimated 11.5 million illegal immigrants entered the country. The illegal immigrant population grew 27% between 2000 and 2009. My political cartoon goes along with how many immigrants come to the United States to take advantage of United States programs like free healthcare, jobs, as well as an education. Many of these immigrants didn't have these types of things in their own country, so they come to the United States to take advantage and get all these things that they never had.
Yes, I guess that is a good point that you make. And maybe something that will go along with immigrants entering into America is something that happened a long time ago, when new immigrants came from Europe in 1907 to get new jobs in America and look towards a bright future living the American dream that we all strive to have. And these workers worked in our communities and opened businesses to help our economy boom in many, many industries, and it has helped us today because they have been here all along.
In 1924, Congress had to pass a law limiting the amount of immigration into the country. They had to do this because the amount of immigrants coming into the country were taking jobs that Americans could have. Back in this time, too, the immigrants faced much more hardships, considering many laws were not yet established about housing regulations or labor unions that were focused around improving the lives of immigrants. The Americans were also scared about the security of their nation. Today, since 9/11, Americans have been more concerned about security than ever before.
Thanks, Tom, for your opinion.
And thank you, Scott Tree, for your thoughts on immigration. Tune in next week when we debate, is your cat planning to murder you while you sleep?
Only on Channel 6 News at 9. Thank you and good night.
Stay classy, San Diego.